Aloha. Today I wanted to go into more of a perspective on the codings of the grid itself and how the tides are being manipulated to flow a certain way and be rough at certain times and hit people a certain way and make people feel a certain way during certain times, and just kind of like expand this program as a whole and relate it to the flat earth and the Mandela effect stuff, and how this is basically the artificial consciousness. It's the if we're looking at this our consciousness as like related to like a television. So a television relate our minds, our frequencies, our vibrations to a vision, and then you have programs which are moments or perspectives or insights or wisdom or connections or emotions or whatever it is that you experience in a moment during your waking state. Just like in a dream, you can see it's easier to see from a dream perspective because you can wake up from a dream and remember a dream, and it's a totally different person, or at times totally different perspective, totally different experience, a different feeling. You can see it more as like a movie when you're talking about dreams. But if you just transfer it over to a waking state for observation purposes, you can see how the waking state is another version of this energy, this conscious perspective, this energetic experience. And when you see that from that perspective, then you can see it as storylines, and see dreams being messages to you, from your higher guides, from your most high, from your experience as a whole here, energy, stories. And to see now in the waking state the fabricated stories, the manipulated versions of our reality, from the jacked up education system to the university system to the fake ass politics to fake ass people, to people who just blatantly want to take advantage of you or harness your energy, people who are in abusive relationships, taxes as a whole, the whole monetary system, the prison industrial complex, the military industrial complex. There are themes to this control grid, this energy hoarding movie reel that we call reality. And my main focus for this video is to realign our perspectives and see what's really going on here. And what I mean by realign the perspectives from an angle of seeing that this shit that we are talking about when we're talking about flat earth and NASA and the university system, and how the flat earth so-called community approaches this this shift, this awareness, whatever it is that we're unveiling, because nobody really knows, nobody has any proof of the flat earth and all this. We can only feel it and understand the lies that have been told from the system of control, and have a feeling based upon the information that we've uncovered on our own, outside of the control grid of the heliocentric model. But as far as having that depth, that other layer of depth that is in this limbo space of having, one version of reality and another version of reality, We're not there yet. And my main point is that we need to approach this from a perspective of empowerment, not from a perspective of waiting on anybody else or allowing a system that does not give one shit about you to make a move or anything. Ultimately it does not matter what this system does, because they've already proven themselves to not care about. They are lacking empathy. They are lacking an understanding of their creative connections. They are lacking. If we see this as more of robots, like if we can see them as if we can see them as like literal machines, like this is a machine mind. If we see this from an artificial intelligence perspective, we can see that the whole design is inorganic. It is not meant for organic interaction with the earth plane, organic interaction with human nature, or the human design as a whole, because it has no connection there. It is a box system that has been built on top of an organic system, which has created these ideas of your reality to make you believe that this is it, this is real. And then once this gets formulated, this gets locked in, rooted into the human consciousness grid, then it can take shape as far as guiding or manipulating, damming the river in a sense, and hoarding that energy for itself. So like robots damming the river of human nature, or the human design, or time, energy, space, consciousness as a whole, to power a robotic control grid and tell stories of humanity based upon its now transhumanistic version of reality, just to look at it through eyes of a robotic human. That's what the design of this is. And in order to maintain a powerless state of being, the humans have to fight themselves. So it's already artificial intelligence that has taken over, when you see that our whole design is based upon fighting and killing each other. You have the police officers who are carrying out death sentences on the streets, and making just making their calls based upon. I'm not laughing about what I'm talking about. Somebody's blowing their nose in the back. I don't know if you heard it. Anyway, the lack of connection that we have with our own humanity, with our own creative reality, is downloaded from a robotic perspective, a robotic installation. And these movies, this Hollywood, you can see there's a design here. There's a design with the powerless engagement of our understandings of ourselves, and how we're going to approach anything. So, for example, we get caught up in the lower chakras, the lower states, the survival modes, the sexual modes, the reproductive modes, the food mode. This is why all these commercials and everything are about certain things. So you can see, even in this action movie, putting a gun down there by his dick, and then you got the occult symbolisms all over the place. You got red versus blue. You got Independence Day. You got red versus red and blue, and Superman and Batman, dark and light. You got Star Wars Awakening. You got this. This is all fighting. This is all. If we imagine Hollywood as technology or Hollywood as robots making humans think and act a certain way, we can see this from a different light. And then it makes the whole approach of flat Earth, the flat Earth community, waiting on NASA to reveal this or tell us this and all that other stuff. It makes that whole shit absurd when you see that if we have to approach this from recreating our whole understandings of ourselves. We have to plant our roots where our roots in organic soil. These roots of this commercial version of flat Earth is planting roots in inorganic soil when it's waiting for anything else. That's not the design. Our creative design involves us making decisions for ourselves, us creating harmonics and music with our own realities, with outside. We were doing this before Christopher Columbus. We were living harmonically before technology, before the university system, before the heliocentric model, which is why this design is set up this way. And I'll just give you these are some proofs. So if we continue to approach anything, this is not just for flat earth, anything from a disempowered state of being, you will get what you ask for. So the universe will provide what you ask for, and that's where that whole thing comes from. So if they created a universe for you and you are asking within their university system, the universe they created for you, then you will get what they asked for. They're getting the same people who make the professors in the university system and politics are the same people in Hollywood. It's the same artificial control grid. And we're really approaching it all wrong if we're waiting on anything. Now, I see that there is energy involved in this malevolent intelligence. There is something that I'm not saying don't pay attention to it. I'm just saying if we have to recalibrate ourselves. We have to recalibrate our roots and our perspectives and how we address things in order to plant our roots in that organic soil, because this intelligence, this is truly the test between artificial intelligence and organic intelligence, creative intelligence. That technological mindset came from it's based upon the design of the organic intelligence, the organic internet, the organic collective consciousness as a whole. It's based upon, so we are reactivating that space, but first we have to clear out all of the muck, all the garbage that has been downloaded, and one perspective could see the food that we eat. We download food, fatty, genetically modified foods that cause cancer into our bodies and add density. They weigh us down. So that's not due to gravity. That's due to us being too heavy, because we've accepted a reality that is not our own, that will lock us into a destructive world. And these are the psychologically destructive movie scenes, flicker rate moments for you to subconsciously and consciously carry out the reality that has been placed in line for you. And this is just the latest stuff. You can look at all these movies and see how they relate to movies of the past. And I'm going to play a video at the end of this as soon as I go through this, well, here in a second, so you can see the code. There's good. It's come to this good versus evil space now. So, and why I'm showing these movies now is because this whole when the whole purge shit came out, that was really like pissed me off because it's just so blatant and people just that mentality is now being activated with the whole Trump program. It's not completely, but when you see the humanity of it, it's not that far. It's like a half a step away from this whole purge mentality when you see the Trump rallies and people getting punched, being carried around outside of a Trump rally and getting punched as you're walking out, like detained, like you're detained and then get punched by a rally. That's no different. I mean, what's the difference between that and if Trump were to say something like, you just need to, instead of get him out of here and like take him out, like somebody will shoot that person in his rally if he was just to tell you that. So this is about energy and power and where our power comes from. Does it come from an outside source? Does it come from an artificial intelligence, or does it come from our own internal space and understanding and the creative design? If you are still fighting, if you are still waiting, if you are still, talking about all this NASA stuff, which is relevant, it's very relevant, but at the same time, it's based upon a lie. Like the origins of the names of the planets. This is all Roman god stuff. This is Rome. We are in Rome 2.0. This is Rome today. And all the names of the planets in this artificial reality space, Mercury, Venus, they don't even have like Earth. There's no, they just call it the ground. Then that's what in English the name Earth is a name which simply means ground. But all the other planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, they're all named after Greek gods. So your gods are the Roman consciousness. And the way you perceive your universe, what you wake up into your waking state reality, which will be the root, the soil, and the roots to your subconscious reality when you dream at night. It's all Roman. This is Rome. And this is no different than it's just conquering. It's based upon destruction, poverty, hoarding, energy, hoarding resources, and maintaining control. And the whole gladiator arena. So this is the gladiator arena when you have the athletes, the ESPN. That's like the sports version, football, all that. But this is the gladiator arena for your mind. So you have Batman, Independence Day. These are how they tell their stories. Captain America, Civil War. They're trying to get people to fight, trying to get people to invest more energy into. This is the guided, the orchestrated awakening, the orchestrated version of shifting. They can see it's happening naturally. They're going down, being less relevant, so they have to make their relevance more activated with these stories. They got to mirror what's already happened naturally. So you have all this apocalyptic stuff, Independence Day, alien programming, the alien agenda stuff, Captain America, supremacy program, Civil War, this whole politics implosion game, X-Men Apocalypse, Deadpool. That dude's already, that's like his second superhero. I think the dude that plays Deadpool, I think he was Green Lantern first, and some stupid shit. Like, they got the love and marriage program, which is in everything. Hail Caesar, obvious. The darkness, everything has to be rooted in demonic, satanic energies or perspectives. Suicide Squad, more destruction. Jungle Book, maintaining that whole like evolution, like come from monkeys, space. Laugh It In. Got the kids with Zootopia. Ghostbusters, the whole sexist agenda or sexism agenda. Like things are changing. Kids with the Finding Dory. More distraction and symbolism with the new Alice in Wonderland. Another Star Wars. They got to pull their big dogs out. Excuse me. With the Star Wars and the timing. Jason Bourne, obvious. Money Stuff. Divergent, another apocalyptic control grid, Hunger Games type of thing. It's just another low rate version. Star Trek, another NASA programming. They work hand in hand. London Has Fallen. There's all this stuff. Huntman's Winter War. Everything is about war, destruction, sex, love, marriage. Rome. There's the Purge, the election year. They're putting it right in. Tarzan, monkey evolution. At Jurassic World last year. Fighting, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Beasts. 13 Hours. Angry Birds, just distraction, just straight up throwing this stuff in your face. The Boss, redheaded white lady. At your one black friend, Barbershop in there. And Sausage Party. Yeah, it's just this whole expansion. So you have, that's this year. That was 2016. So this is last year. You can see that there's a code here. This is the code. Mad Max, another apocalyptic thing. Inside Out, the split personality mentality with the whole Beyonce shit with Sasha Fierce and that whole thing. This is just a kid's version of that. Make kids more insecure with their reality. Star Wars Awakens, another Civil War thing. Age of Ultron, fight artificial intelligence, the alien stuff. The Martian, NASA program, that's all NASA. Matt Damon on there. Leonardo DiCaprio, The Revenant, finally wins his Oscar this year, and just just happens to be the same guy who's speaking at the United Nations about a messenger for peace 2 years ago. Ex Machina is transhumanism programming again. Jurassic World, The Hateful Eight, 007, and the whole thing with 007 and having all that whole crap with I can't remember the actor's name, but it was a black actor who was in line to, or brought up to be the next 007, and they were like, no, we can't do that. And then that's a whole program in itself. Like, why? Like, you can have all these other, that just means that all the other ones that were 007 were because they were white, which is just like all these other movies. This is the way it's set up. It's to get you in the Roman state of mind. And you got the new Rocky out, just like the new president. It's just shifting, trying to steal or manipulate energy, trying to set up a design in your head. Terminator Genesis, Minions, that's just throwing it in your face, making you are the minion. You are the the people who are the sheep being herded. Bridge of Spies, Straight Outta Compton. Pan, I didn't even see that one. Steve Jobs, Technology. There goes another. The Hunger Games, Mockingjay. All these all these movies are designed to come out at a certain time, to say certain things at certain times and make you feel certain ways at certain times. Jupiter ascending, the names themselves, everything means Chirac, like the last witch hunter, like all this stuff has a meaning, and this is just, that's like spread out through the year. So this is how it gets spread out during the day. Every day you get your news, and your news is telling you like, oh yeah, West Point, no punishment for cadet photo. Oh, things are changing. That's good. It's this whole prescription drug. Like movie sets read the script. The daily news tells you what to think, how to feel. And this is how they program the politics, the Roman design, the sexual reproductive programming. All this stuff is to make your body respond a certain way, to put your body ahead of your spirit. And when your body is ahead of your spirit, then you are more focused on trying to save and protect your body, which is all the lower chakra stuff, the physical reality, and it disconnects you from the spirit. So on a day-to-day basis, this is why the news makes everything so destructive. There's a fire, there's a murder, there's this, there's that, and then they got to put in like the sweet stuff, like mix in like some stupid YouTube video with a squirrel riding on a surfboard or some shit. And you got people who are put on the television who ain't got no damn business being in front of you. Like all these stupid ass these stupid TV shows with people who are just the most ignorant humans that you could imagine having a TV show. They have a TV, and how's that make you feel? Like how's that make like they're getting it's just so crazy how deep this stuff is. And of course they got the NASA programming. Scientists have detected oxygen on Mars. They're just programming you to think and act a certain way, and then you go every day just believing the bigger lies, the biggest lies, like the university system, the globe theory, not realizing stuff like the Mandela effect, not realizing stuff like the artificial intelligence grid and what it's doing. In fact, worshiping it and loving it with stuff like TED Talks. Yeah, you can see the programming here. It's all the design to keep you in this limbo state of emotional self-destructive muck. It's just shit. That's all it is. It's just garbage, and it's Roman garbage at that. So when people might get a little whatever emotional in their emotions, in their feelings, when I mention however it make you feel when I reference white supremacy, because it used to make me feel a certain way. I didn't even like to say the words or anything, but that's the design of it. You can't even say anything about it. But it needs to be said in order to see the bigger pictures that are out there. And it's not only linked to that. This is like, that's just the most obvious stuff when I talk about this stuff. Because this is really about energy and how you approach something. So you can approach something from a political perspective, change. You can approach something from a NASA, change. You can approach it from an education system, change. But all of that will be within a control grid system as a whole. And if you don't understand how it's all connected, then you'll only be fighting one pawn or one rook or one knight, when it's the whole damn board, chessboard, that is set up for you to destroy yourself. So if you just make one move, which is what stuff like Black Lives Matter is. It's just one piece on the board. It seems like a big thing, but it's just really one piece on the board as a whole. Just like when people talk about flat earth, it's just one piece on the board, and if you address it a certain way, if you address it from a powerless perspective, if you address it from, like in chess, white always moves first. So if you address it from that perspective, then you will be at a disadvantage. And this is another example of the code. This is the YouTube trending. So you got the Prince stuff in here. Even in Colbert's video, or one of Colbert's videos, he he mentioned something about the elevator. It's like if the elevator doesn't work, you can't take the stairs. You can only fall or something like that. I was like, what? And that whole... So there's these triggering of emotions and everything, but I really wanted to get, you can see this bullshit, it's just nonsense, making you believe that this is your reality, this is what it's all about, this is all Roman programming. All these people, all of it, it's just self-destructive Roman programming. So this is the video I wanted to play. I guess they caught Mercury. Yeah, okay, this is how you get programmed. They play this music to make you believe this is real. This is the lengths they will go to make you believe in something. So this is just NASA, the movie. And then you got all the comments down at the bottom talking about, oh, this is so wonderful. The sun, seeing the sun like that just makes me so whatever. Like, it's just nonsense. This is just like Independence Day. If you can layer the president from the Casper dude from Independence Day, his voice saying something over this song, it would fit in perfectly. Like, today we celebrate our Independence Day. And this is all sun worship. That's what the heliocentric model is. That's what all that Saturn symbolism is. They channel this energy to a dead sun, to the sun that is the self-destructive sun, the controlling, the energy that is not meant for you. It's for, this is the universe itself. Like when they show pictures of this, they are making you believe in the universe as a whole. And so there it is, heliophysics. And there's the glow. They turn that camera to the side to make that curve. There's that rainbow. And you see that, where's that at? See that hoop? That's how they make the curve look even more curved. So I think I pretty much made my point with this video. I just wanted to share the design, the trending design, both annually and daily, and pretty much during a lifetime when you factor in stuff like this video and NASA. How we live in a Roman construct of self-destructive control grids. And really want to emphasize the point of how we address movement, how we address information, and power grids as a whole, to completely shift our reality into seeing a different approach as a whole. Like in the grand scheme of things, NASA does not matter. It doesn't matter, because if you see NASA as Hollywood, then it'd be like asking Hollywood, change your movies. Change your movies. Why are you playing only Ben Stiller movies? Like, it doesn't fucking matter what they're doing. It's full of shit anyway. NASA is a Ben Stiller movie. So, I mean, it makes no sense to, be yelling at Ben Stiller. There's some coding at Ben, like the Ben of the pyramid, and Stiller. There's a whole, oh my god, I don't even want to. You get. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Yeah, so until next time, thank you for joining me. Peace, love, and harmony.